back into this. I think I scrolled through this before, but we got Loki out as a package. I'm actually going to take a peek at it. Excuse me. Let's see what they're charging this time around for it. I've seen it anywhere from like $25 to like 44 for these, so it's always funny to actually see them. And then we got Gemini coming up with our Capture Festival. We got 2 days before that kicks off. Kind of early this month, which is a little surprising, but yeah, $45 for this. And the reason this time around is they're actually giving you basically your fodder. So again, if you guys want to know why I specifically save up my gleams and whatnot, it basically it comes down to this, right? So the light or the dark, if I wanted to buy this, which I'm definitely not gonna spend any money on these. But the thing with this is, right, I can Evo 3 this light Loki immediately, saving up those materials that we have over the past couple of months. So that's kind of why I save my materials. I don't use them right away. I don't do too much with them. But again, this is a little pricey for this, so I don't bother with this stuff. I'm not even, and it's not necessarily either that Loki is a bad Astromon, especially the light or the dark version. It's just, for me personally, it comes down to spending any money in these games. I only do it when there is something really that I actually want, and then the price has to be reasonable. And I've kind of talked about that on and off with Monster Super League. It's not something I dwell on either, just because, again, it's my money or it's your money. You know, you're gonna do whatever you want with it. I can only give kind of my advice on whether it's a good deal or not. That's why you see me bring up specifically like the NES Pass. There are sometimes the NES Pass is just not worth it. Even though it's only $8, it's not worth it. The stuff that they offer in it in that month or whatever, it comes down to not being something that you want to or that I would like to purchase. So where are we at? Yep. It's kind of frustrating a little bit too that the only way to obtain light and dark Astromon in the game kind of it's kind of just been put off to specifically paying them money for them, and I hate that exclusivity like that. This is kind of why we're doing this year-long kind of journey, because I want to see just how much stuff I can save up over the year, and actually how many 5 stars I can pull after saving up for a year. Because after it was 6 months that I saved up for the last one, and I didn't get anything. I hatched. For those of you who didn't see it's actually the second video in the and I just realized I clicked on the gold dungeon. It's the second video out of this playlist that I've made on here for YouTube, but just to talk about it here is 100%. I hatched over 200 plus eggs and spent about what was it? It was a lot of gems. It wasn't as much as we're gonna probably have at the end here, but it was enough to hatch over 500 Astromon, and I didn't get a single outside of the pity eggs, because again, I don't count the pity eggs in here. I'm talking about the odds to getting it. It was over 500 summons, and I didn't get nothing. And that's frustrating to me. And again, we talk about it a little bit. You know, I know I'm on my rant that I go on, but it comes down to it that's if Monster Super League was a more popular, game, I would say, because I mean it's still got a nice following and it still has a fun enough gameplay loop. I know why I keep playing it, but when it comes down to, again, not something that's popular and worth spending your money on, again, paying for the exclusivity of a light or dark Astromon when you can't you can barely pull stuff out of summoning with eggs, or even pulling off those Primo festivals. Which, once again, I hope you guys who did pull out of the Primo got some decent pulls from the Primo festival with the new 5-star. But it comes down to it that the odds in these gacha games are just always ass. There's no other way to put it, and it really, it's one of those things where it's not a game anymore. You know, it's literally just an attempt to grab at your pocketbook. But I digress. I'm not gonna pound that idea in. This is pretty much the only app game I play because they all follow the same stuff. It's just how bad is the monetization in each one, because none of them, at the end of the day, no matter how much fun you have in them, you know, I've already put 4 years into this game, and to have things that I want and be able to obtain things like that. But going to another game to be like, oh, you know, and I can bring up Genshin Impact for a good example, because I was excited to play that because I thought it was going to be something different, and I was so disappointed when I first got into the game. And you know, it was fun. Genshin Impact is fun, but it just, all of a sudden they're like, oh wait, you want new heroes to play? Well, guess what? You gotta roll for them, just like everything else. Like, just take the dice and roll them, and I hate that. I really do, especially on something that had so much potential to be you know, a better game like that. So let's go out here. We were going to the Mirage Ruins, but we gotta do this one. Now I don't know what I have done. Sitting there too busy on my rant. Did I actually do the Starstone? I did. Alright, so now we just need catching that. Alright. But yeah, it's just one of those things, and it's unfortunate that that's where we're at with this stuff, because mobile gaming actually had a really good opportunity to be competitive with, you know, AAA titles and things like that, but it then just turned into this unfortunate cash grab, which again, it has made millions of dollars, but it's one of those things where it preys on people's gambling addictions, and that's it. This game is, you know, spoiler alert, this game's no different, except for the shop is so unreasonable. I think that's what turns people away from it. But there's still people out there who are going to spend their money, and again, it's your money to do whatever you want with. It's just, if things were priced a little bit more reasonable, I think I would care. Even a shred of caring about what's in the shop, but again, I don't. Because from a gameplay loop, you know, and I've talked about this before for myself, you know, this kind of scratched my Pokemon itch. You know, I grew up, I literally played the first Pokemon. I had the very first Pokemon cards. That was my, you know, my childhood growing up, and so I had all those things, and so Pokemon to me, even to this day, is still something that, you know, I grew up with, and I still love playing those games. It's still that nostalgia kick. And kind of when I first played Monster Super League, there was this similarity between it where I'm like, wow, this isn't like Pokemon, but it's a little bit, you know, it has some similarities, but it's kind of doing its own thing, and I love that about it. Well, I have to take that one now, don't I? And even when I kind of gave up on the game when I hit that barrier, after the first year it came out, and then, like I said, I took a break from the game and then came back, and I've been playing it ever since. This is, like, I still think this could this game could be so much more. Like, this could be this could almost be like Genshin Impact in my eyes. You know, this could scratch a lot of itches if it was tweaked in that way. And again, I'm putting my my own opinion out there, obviously, from my time as being somewhat of a game designer and looking at games over the years, but also looking at it at a form of, you have something good, you really do, and then you just blow it out of the water because you make it a mobile game, and that's kind of the unfortunate thing. Wow, you got a Shiva in there. Can we get this stun off, please? Thank you. Let's go on Dark Miho, but it's something I'd joke about, but I'd 100% if I had the money, I'd be like, I'd buy this. I'd try to buy this off the person who made this and try and make it into something even better, because it has that potential. I keep selecting Persephone. I don't know. I really don't know what the threat here is. There's not really a threat, but okay, let's try and just stun Hanahime. I don't want you building that up, and we'll just auto. And again, I will be on this, definitely on this game until it is gone. But I also know that there will be a life, the lifespan of it is going to come down to how many people do support it and trying to keep the lights on. And that's where I agree with, again, I do agree with having shops and having the ability to pay for certain stuff, as long as it isn't something that's going to be what everyone knows and says about pay to win, because there are plenty of games out there with pay to win mechanics that are 100%. If you got $1,000, sure, go ahead, spend it. And it's ridiculous for me even to say that out loud like that, but that's kind of the truth of the matter with some of them. But anyway, I think that is a daily for today, and I apologize. I do go on my rants, but it is what it is. So I thank you for watching, and I shall catch you guys on tomorrow's daily. Thanks for watching.